What's good, YouTube? Nader94 here to bring you another episode of Anime Studio Simulator. In the last episode, we left off where we bumped into Sumiko, I believe her name is. Sometimes I forget their names, okay? Not my fault, it's just the way they have the characters set up. Anyway, so now we're going to be running into our first major problem while also working with the major studio, Inoshi Studios. Anyway, let's just get straight into it. Today I'll make a trip to Inoshi Studios to give them the assets they need for Mad Chemistry. Before I go, I want to know everyone's plans for the next few days. I'm trying to figure out the right method to hire voice actors. We could hire them through a talent agency, freelancers, or agents. It's difficult to strike a balance between price and quality. I've also started composing music for Mad Chemistry, but it's more or less in the planning stage at the moment. Is finding good voice actors that difficult? How bad could it be? We've got a quirky cast of characters thanks to the way Shunsuke has them balanced between sweet high school girls and future mad scientists. You know you love them. Those personalities could be difficult to pull off. Go too far off one way, they'll sound crazy. Go too far the other way, and their antics won't be believable. Yikes, I didn't know casting voice actors was so intense. Don't worry, I'll figure it out. I almost said I'll figure it out soon, and I know that was not what I read. Good luck. Alright, what's everyone else working on? I'll handle the key backgrounds for Mad Chemistry along with the animation team at Inoshi Studios. In particular, I want to take care of the school exterior, the classroom, the chemistry lab, and the biology lab. That's where the majority of Mad Chemistry takes place, so we want them to be as detailed as possible. Sounds good to me, Yuko? Since we're done with the character designs, I'd like to work on key animations. Once the animation and backgrounds for each episode are complete, I'll move on to the filming and editing. Remember to talk to the animation director before you start drawing any key animations. We're still new to this, and while they've shipped anime titles, it's best not to get too ahead of ourselves. Definitely, for sure. The character interactions are such an important part of this anime, I don't want anything to look weird or awkward. You'll be fine. Thank you, I'm just taking notes on my ideas for now. I'll wait to hear from the animation director before I go further. While I'm at the studio, I'll be sure to ask about you working with them. Thank you. As for me, I'm still working on the storyboard for the second episode. You've done a lot of good work on it, Yukiri, but we're not finished yet. We have all the scenes and cuts identified, but now I'm adding directions to explain scenes in as much detail as possible. I thought it was pretty clear already. From a bigger picture perspective, yes. However, there are smaller details to take care of. For example, when the science club announces its new experiment, the camera pans across each character before zooming in on our startled protagonist. Well, alright, but if you make any big changes, be sure to ask me, okay? Always. I'll also work on our marketing, as well as managing the studio when you're too busy. Sounds great. She looks around at her team members. I guess that's that. I'll head over to Inoshi Studios now. I should be back in about an hour or so. Good luck. Yukiri gathers all the assets they need to start animating episode 1 of Mad Chemistry and leaves the studio. Luckily, Inoshi Studios isn't far away. Her commute back and forth won't take too much time. Hello, here's Takeshi. Ah, yes, he's been expecting you. Hello again, Yukiri. Hello, sir. Here are the assets for episode 1 of Mad Chemistry. Wonderful. I'll take a look at them later and let you know if I have any questions or concerns. There are a couple of things I'd like to clarify as well. Would it be okay if 2 of my team members, Sumiko and Yuko, handled some parts of the key animation and backgrounds once they get the hang of things? They're your artists, correct? Right, they should have a good idea of how things should flow in each episode, and I believe your expertise would be able to guide them along. That sounds fine to me. It's nice to see youngsters taking the initiative to learn more. Can I have their email addresses? I'll get in touch with them as soon as we can make further arrangements. I'm sorry, but email would not be the best way to get a hold of teenagers! Yukari takes out her phone out of her pocket and sends Yumiko and Yuko's email addresses to the director. Anything else? Yuko was also hoping to be in direct communication with the animation team. That can be arranged, no problem. My team will be able to teach both of them the skills they need to succeed in their fields. Thank you for being so helpful. Anytime, working on Mad Chemistry will be a pleasure. Yukari leaves the animation studio and returns to her own studio where she still has work left to do. Yuko and Sumiko, I've got good news for you. I discussed the possibility of you two handling the key animations and backgrounds with the director of Inushi Studios, and he thinks it's fine. The animation team will probably teach you the skills you'll need first. He'll be in touch with you through email to set things up. Wow, fantastic! I've never expected to be given that privilege right away. Sounds like a great learning experience, right, Yuko? Yes, thank you, Yukari. Aw, don't mention it. What would you like to focus on for the rest of the day? Part of me wants to let's see. Storyboard? No, character development. That is actually important. Fundamentally important. As it stands, Keiji is the dullest member of the cast. Since he's the main character, that's not good. Yukari gives him a pet cat, a paperclip collection, and a dream of becoming an astronaut to flesh out his personality more. Then she makes a note for Shunsuke to double-check the changes in case anything is out of lines with his plans. By the end of the day, she's satisfied with her progress. Yukari decides to wait for a few days before making another trip to Inushi Studios to check on their progress. For now, she believes it's best to focus on their current work. Mayumi, how's the voice actor problem coming along? Well, I still can't decide how we should hire them. Since you're the director, I think you should make the final decision. Are you sure? Yes, I researched the pros and cons of various methods and took notes. Mayumi walks to her desk and picks up a piece of paper from alongside her stack of sheet music. She hands it to Yukari. Take a look and tell me which option you think we should go with. Paper lists three methods Mayumi mentioned earlier: talent agencies, agents, and freelancers, along with her notes on each. Talent agency, an expensive option, but it guarantees quality. The agents will locate a pool of qualified voice actors for us. Agents, similar to hiring actors through a talent agency, but less expensive. Agents will seek out freelance voice actors and facilitate communication between the actors and us. Freelancers, the cheapest option, where we skip the middleman and look for freelancers ourselves. This will take more time to find the right voice actors since we have no initial screen for quality. Yukari reads over the three options multiple times. Well, which sounds best for Mad Chemistry? I'd go with the agent-wise, because part of me still wants to save money, but I don't want it to take too long and then not have any money to spend for the inevitable confrontation coming up with Inushi Studios having to reanimate everything. So, 10. Working through the agents is the ideal middle ground. We won't have to search for the voice actors ourselves, but we won't have to deal with the talent agency's high prices either. Alright. One more thing, I'll leave choosing the actual voice actors up to you. You're the one best qualified to judge which voices are suitable for Mad Chemistry. That's fine, I'll put my knowledge to the test. I'll get in touch with the agent soon. Oh my gosh, we're almost broke. All those economics classes I took haven't helped one bit. Calm down, I know a place where we can make some extra cash. Really? Where? A local restaurant needs help putting up seasonal decor. If all of us work together, we can get quite a hefty sum. The downside is we'll spend our entire afternoon and evening without any rest. Afternoon and evening? That leaves us too tired to work efficiently. We need the money, so let's do it right away. Anyway, But is it the right thing to do? We might get out of touch with our skills, too. Remember how hard it was to raise funds? An opportunity like this won't come again. We should accept the offer before someone else snatches it. I'll take it. We've only got $10. Let's get to work, guys. Fair pay, fair work. Sumiko, can you help me with the wallpaper? Sure, let me get the right tools. Shunsuke, where's the paint? It's behind the counter. Be careful with the white, the latest chips. For the rest of the day, they work under the restaurant owner's guidance. By the time night falls, the job is complete. Thanks for the work, kids. Here's your payment. This is even more than we agreed on. That's very generous of you. Thanks. Seeing how hard you worked, I thought you guys deserved a bonus. At our current pace, is our current pace alright, Yukari? We just completed the storyboards for episode 1 a few days ago. When do we send storyboards for episode 2 over to Inishi Studios? By the end of next week. So our pacing, it isn't that great. We're barely on schedule for the storyboards. If we don't send them by the end of next week, it'll slow down the animation team's progress, so we need to make sure this is done right. Thanks for clarifying. I thought our pacing was good, but it seems I was wrong. We need to step things up. What is the animation process like anyway? I always assumed it was simple since so much anime is produced each season, but now I'm not so sure. There's actually a lot that goes into it. Layouts, keyframes, in-between animation. Shunsuke holds up his hand. Slow down, mind explaining these things? It should help me with the storyboards if I understand the process better. Well, the layouts are what we've been doing with the storyboards. The director decides how to present the scenes and what angles to use, etc. Right, I knew that part. That's why we needed to include so many details. Yuko is going to help the team with keyframes, which means she'll sketch out what the animation itself should look like. In other words, the movements, how one pose leads into another, for example. Yes, but it also includes colors, shadows, highlights. It's the most critical part of the process. If that's all included, it sounds like a full animation to me. Well, hang on a minute. She turns towards the desk where Yuko sits, hard at work on her art. Yuko, do you have any of the key animation sketches done? I've only just begun working with the animation team. I drew a few for practice, but they'll do. Can I borrow them? Oh, sure. She hands Yukari a few sketches and watches curiously as Yukari holds them up. Okay, these sketches show how the animation should go. But imagine how it would look if it went straight through with these frames with nothing else. It'd be awkward and jerky. Exactly, there are key frames, but they're missing frames in between. That's why the animators need to take care of the in-between animation. She hands the sketches back to Yuko. Thank you. No problem. Do you want to get involved in animation work, Shunsuke? I'm trying to understand it better. Anyway, after that, the final step will be to paint the animations onto cells. Cells? Cells. It's short for celluloids. A cell is a transparent sheet used for hand-drawn animations. Computer animation is more common now, but for mad chemistry, we're using cells. That's right, the outlines are painted first in black, and then the color is added. And then we'll add the special effects. This all sounds much more complicated than I expected. It's not really so bad. Come on, I'll tell you more. As Shunsuke follows Yuko back to her desk to discuss the animation process in further detail, Yukari watches them with a hint of pride. When they first started working on Mad Chemistry, she'd have never pictured those two engaged in excited conversation as the way they are now. You look happy. I love this team so much. You're not gonna start spouting greeting card cliches, are you? Yukari laughs. Don't worry, I'm not at that point yet. It's that yet that worries me. You're all just such wonderful team members, and I'd be lost without a single one of you. We're definitely veering into greeting card territory. It's the truth. Aw, Yukari, you've come so far. Huh? What's that supposed to mean? You're so much better with people now. I've always been a people person. You've always been social and outgoing, but I used to worry you focused so much on the bigger picture you missed seeing people as individuals. That explains a few things. Huh? It explains what? What do you mean? Never mind, I should get back to work anyway. Yukari frowns after her, opens her mouth to ask again, but then Mayumi taps her on the shoulder. By the way, we're one step closer to having voice actors. Really? That's great! I spent all day talking to agents, and I've already got a few promising candidates lined up. That's fantastic. Keep me updated, okay? Of course. And Yukari? Yeah? Don't worry about what we said earlier. I think you've grown as a person, that's all. Thanks? Actually, I think our whole team is much stronger than when we started. That I definitely agree with. Who could that be? It's our investor, what should I do? Answer it, of course! Yukari stares at the phone, frozen with dread. Why would the investor call? Ignoring our investor is probably a terrible idea. My guess is he wants to check up on our progress on mad chemistry and just talk to the man. Okay, I'll be right back. She leaves the studio and heads towards the staircase so her phone conversation won't disturb the rest of the team as they work. Then she braces herself and answers. Hello? Hello, Yukari, are you free to meet up for tea this afternoon? Yes, I'm free. Should we meet at the usual place? That sounds fine. I'll see you later then. So, what did he want? He wants to meet up for afternoon tea. See? He'll ask for some updates on the project. Don't worry about it. We've made a lot of progress on the art and storyboards. Plus, you can tell him about our deal with Inushi Studios. I bet he'll be thrilled to know that. You know, now that you mention it, things have been moving along smoothly, haven't they? Let's try to maintain the status quo. Hear, hear! And that means we shouldn't waste time chit-chatting. Back to work, everyone. During the afternoon, Yukari heads to the cafe for her appointment with the investor. This time, he's already there when she arrives. Hello, sorry to keep you waiting. Not at all, I only arrived a few moments ago. I can't stay for long, though, as I have an appointment later, so we'll have to cut this meeting short. How's the production going for Mad Chemistry? We're doing recently. We clinched a deal with... We're doing recently. What the fuck am I talking about? We clinched a deal with Inushi Studios last week, and we've made good progress in regards to the art and storyboards. That's great. I thought you might need my help to outsource the animation work since it's pretty complicated. May I give you some advice? Of course. Inushi Studios is a great choice, but you'll need to watch and control your budget closely. As per our contract, we won't be able to help you if you run out of funds. That's a situation you don't ever want to get yourself into. It could mean the end of your project. Don't worry, we're monitoring the budget. Working with Inushi Studios was a risk, but I think it'll pay off in the long run. Anyway, there's one more reason I called you here. I think it's a good time to start marketing Mad Chemistry to hype it up. Yes, our writer was interested in that. We've also done a little pre-release marketing through social networks. That only goes so far. A larger push will help Mad Chemistry receive the attention it needs. Remember, a small studio like yours won't have the name recognition to attract fans to Mad Chemistry from the start. With a proper marketing campaign, you can catch people's attention. Yukari nods. They'll need to work hard to win an audience for Mad Chemistry. On the other hand, not only will they need to dip into their funds, but they'll also need to put in the time and effort to promote it. It's just my advice. What do you think? Fuck, I've got $40? Hell yeah. I'll listen to it. You're right, we need to start marketing, and this is the best time to do it. We'll get started immediately. I'm glad to hear it. Contact me if you need any help. I look forward to hearing more about your progress in the future. However, I need to leave now. Good luck, Yukari. She shakes his hand. Thank you. Shunsuke is deep in thought as he walks through the meeting with the advertising company. He doesn't even notice the stranger near him on the street until a man bumps into him. Watch where you're going. The stranger rushes past without a word. Huh? Someone's in a hurry. Help! That man stole my purse! Wait a second, where's my phone? I want to chase the thief, but I know that'll make him late and people won't like that. Ask the lady. Is this police? We've just been robbed. Yes, right along ABC Street. We'll send the nearest patrol to your location. My phone has information saved on it that I plan to use at that meeting. How can I go to the meeting if I don't have my phone? 1 hour later. I'm sorry, we have yet to apprehend the police. No way. Not only do I not have my phone, but I'm going to be late for the meeting. Oh no, my purse. This will be hard to explain to Yukari. Shunsuke, do you have a minute? Yes. When I spoke to our investigator yesterday, he suggested we begin a marketing for Mad Chemistry. That's a great idea. Do you want to handle it? I know you are interested in marketing. Absolutely. I'll step up our internet advertising and run some online campaigns and look into prices for marketing managers. Once the animation is far enough along, we can even create the trailer. Sounds like you've put a lot of thought into this already. I have. Marketing is critical to Mad Chemistry's success, after all. Great, let me know if you need anything. She returns to her desk, satisfied that she's left the task in capable and enthusiastic hands. Hey, Yukari, I hired our major voice actors. Awesome, who are they? A guy named Sanos... How the fuck do you pronounce that name? Sinosuke? I'm gonna call him Sai, so that it doesn't... so that people don't kill me for how wrong I'm pronouncing the name. Or Say. Sai or Say, it's one or the other. Please leave in the comments which one sounds better. He's new in the industry, but his audition was perfect for a protagonist. He really captured the tone of Mad Chemistry. I've also picked up Sakura from Natsume. She did a really good job in her audition, and especially since Natsume is one of the more mild-mannered members of the science club. Finally, I hired Sheena as Kiko. Her acting has the right mix of adorable and crazy we need for our nutty chemist. Of course, this isn't the full cast, but they're the most critical roles right now. Now that we have voice actors, they'll need to record their lines. I think next Friday is a good time to head to the recording studio. What do you think? Friday sounds great to me. Which recording studio did you pick? Zekoe Studio. They're quite close to our office and their equipment is brand new. I researched their studio and the reviews are overwhelmingly positive. Cool, I've never been to a recording studio before, so this should be an eye-opening experience for me. You betcha! She returns to her desk, and Yukari looks over her own work. Today's focus should be on... animation. While she doesn't have direct involvement with the animation process, Yukari looks over everything Inoshi Studios has done so far to make sure it's on track with her vision for Mad Chemistry. Once again, everyone gathers at the table in the evening. It's become a comfortable part of their routine. Sumiko claps her hands together and smiles at the group. Alright, who's looking forward to the new episode of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure tonight? Hint, if you aren't, you're wrong. Don't mind her, she gets obsessive over her favorite anime. You're one to talk. If you draw any more Berserk fan art, our house will hit the quota for most Berserk fan art allowed under one roof. You're a Berserk fan too, Yuko? I wouldn't have guessed. I love it. Wait, 2? You're a fan? Yes, but the manga is far superior. Why am I not surprised to hear the writer say that? Hey, he's writing our anime. He better not be too biased towards manga. I'm not biased at all. The manga is better. Simple fact. I'll have to read it sometime. Yes, you will. Is that in order? Maybe. Wow. Cut me some slack. Back and shoot. School, I was always recommending books and shows to people. Most of them ignored me. Even other members of the literature club ignored me. Wait, you were the one who tried to start a new club to analyze the influence of classic writers and mythology on popular anime? That honestly sounds like a club I would enjoy immensely. Yes, and you know how many members the club had? 1. Me. I was interested, but I didn't want to be the first person to join. Shunsuke throws his hands up in the air. Yukari can't help but laugh. Imagine if there were a dozen other people all waiting for someone else to join Shunsuke's crazy little club first. I'll try it again once Mad Chemistry is popular. What does that have to do with anything? People will be eager to join a discussion club hosted by the lead writer of Mad Chemistry. First up, we'll analyze Death Note and Steins Gate. Death Note I have seen. Steins Gate is actually on my to-watch list. Please don't blow my head off. She likes Steins Gate even more than Berserk. The visual novel is superior, though. Your bias extends to visual novels, too? It's not biased. Again, it's a simple fact. I wanted to start an anime a similar club in high school, but I thought it would be neat to analyze this. I thought it would be neat to analyze the use of musical themes in anime stories. You really loved that musical piano thing, didn't you? Musical piano thing? Oh, what? What? Oh, you mean Your Lie in April? Yes. Musical piano thing. Really, Yukari? I couldn't remember the name. Anyway, what's with you guys wanting to analyze everything? Doesn't anyone but me want to watch anime for fun? Me, I do. You can analyze things and have fun at the same time. You know how I got into anime originally? Pokemon. Just try to analyze that. I think that can be arranged. What do you think, Yuko? Definitely. Third anime lined up for our discussion club? Sounds perfect. Thanks again for the suggestion, Yukari. Okay, lately I've become a fan of Food Wars. There's no way you can. Delving into the deeper themes of that show should be quite interesting. You people drive me crazy! But even as she says it, she knows there's no place she'd rather be than with her team. It's the weekend, what will you do? Alright, I'll visit Enoshi Studios. Huh? The door's locked. She frowns at the closed studio and then notices the sign on the door that lists its hours. It's closed on the weekends? Aw, man. Okay, anime status. Storyboards are looking good. Character design, backgrounds, good. Okay. Character development. So I need Shinsuke. Ooh. Okay, this is gonna be fun. Tests. No, you're doing that. You raise funds. We're not done yet. Check. Character development. Yeah, character development. Influencing. There, we've got $20. We're also doing the, on thing. We're also trying to save money. Hopefully they don't fucking kill us. And cut the thing on Mad Chemistry. Anyway, I'm going to leave this episode here. If you enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like, comment, subscribe for more. And as always, have a wonderful day.